Knowing, sir.
So today we'll start off with the mechanism of drug action. Now, this is not essentially present in your syllabus, but you need to know this for you to understand what will happen later on. Okay, how drugs will work in general. Now, see, any drug that you take, this is a part of pharmacodynamics that you do not have in syllabus. Okay, just briefly give you an overview of what pharmacodynamics is and what happens in pharmacodynamics. Now, essentially, PD or pharmacodynamics, the study of essentially you are trying to find out what the drug will do to your body. Okay. What will happen when you are taking the drug inside your body? In pharmacokinetics, we studied what your body is doing to the drug by absorbing, distributing, metabolizing it, and excreting it. In pharmacodynamics, we study what the drug will do to your body. So, what is the effect of the drug essentially? Now, any drug will act by six mechanisms. Okay, one of these six mechanisms, it will either cause stimulation or depression or irritation or else it will replacement and replacement, or else it will act as an anti-infective and cytotoxic. Cytotoxic is killing of the cell, okay? Technically toxin to the cell, or it will modify immune system. So modification of immune system. Now, most mechanism of actions, almost 90-95% of mechanism of actions of any drug can be categorized into these six categories. So, any drug that you give will either stimulate one or the other receptor, or it will do some stimulatory function in your body, or it will do a depressive function in your body, or it will irritate certain tissues or cells. ठीक है, or it can replace certain things. ठीक है, in case of deficiency that is a replacement. ठीक है, for example आप डायबिटीज में इंसुलिन दे रहे हैं या फिर अनीमिया में आयरन दे रहे हैं, that is replacement. Okay, or anti-infective and cytotoxic will be things like giving cancer drugs or giving cancer drugs will be cytotoxic. Anti-infective will be antibiotics or antivirals or antifungals, all of that. Modification of immune systems are immunomodulators बोलते हैं लोग essentially. Glucocorticoids is one example. Vaccines are one example. Vaccine and serum, they will help in improving your immune system. There are other drugs as well. They are called immunosuppressants. ठीक है, that depress immunity. There are certain functions why you want your immune system to be suppressed. When we discuss about immunosuppressants, I'll tell you about in detail. But essentially, these are the main six ways through which any drug will drug function will occur. Okay. Now, mechanism of drug action as such will be carried out by six other mechanisms. This is what the drug will do. Now, how it works will be in six different forms. Okay. This is what the drug does inside a body. Okay. Inside the human body. Now, how it does? How does that drug function? ठीक है, अपने को मालूम है कि it will do one of these six things. How will that drug achieve this function? It will do that by six different ways. ठीक है, one is through receptors, or it will work through enzymes and pumps, or it will act through ion channels. Let's try that. Ion channels, ठीक है, या फिर by physical action, या फिर it will work by chemical interaction, या फिर it will work by altering metabolic process. So any drug that you give, it will either stimulate, depress, irritate, replace, or it will work as an anti-infective, and it might modify immune system depending on what type of drug it is. Now, how will the drug function inside the person's body? How is it able to achieve its function? How is it able to apply a certain effect in your body? Will be the lower part, this part. Okay. Now, let's suppose it is through receptors. Receptors are essentially, they are a special type of protein. Okay, they are present either on the surface of the cell. So आपके सेल मेम्ब्रेन के ऊपर, let's suppose body. Okay, let's suppose this is the cell. ठीक है, इसके ऊपर रिसेप्टर रह सकता, दिस इज अ रिसेप्टर, और इट कैन बी ऑन द न्यूक्लियस एज वेल. ठीक है, इंट्रासेल्युलर रिसेप्टर्स बोलते हैं लोगों को. दे आर प्रेजेंट इनसाइड द सेल एंड इट विल बी प्रेजेंट क्लोजर टू द न्यूक्लियस ऑफ द सेल. ठीक है, दो जगह भी रह सकते हैं, और ऑन द न्यूक्लियस एसेंशियली. ठीक है, these are special type of proteins that will act as a site for binding of certain drugs. ठीक है, यहाँ पर क्या होता है, let's imagine this is your drug. Imagine this is your drug. This fellow will come and bind here, and it will induce a certain action here. Because of this attachment of this drug, let's suppose the drug's name is A, there will be a certain action here. What will happen is certain chemicals are triggered. So essentially think of it as a lock. Okay, whenever you are giving a key, that lock is opening. Okay, so the key here is your drug, and the lock will be the receptor. Okay, every drug will have a very specific type of receptor. It will not go and bind to any other receptor. Okay, you will make it so that it can only go and bind to a certain receptor, because you know whenever that receptor is stimulated, you will get a certain effect. Okay, now essentially drug action on the receptor can be categorized into three types. You can have a positive effect, negative effect, or a neutral effect. Rather than a neutral, you can tell it as a partial effect. Okay? Based on that, it is divided into agonist, antagonist, or partial agonist. इसका मतलब क्या है? For example, let's suppose there is a receptor, and if whenever I give a drug, that receptor is getting activated and it is getting stimulated, it is performing its function at a greater degree. Let us suppose आपका glute receptor है. Imagine we have your, आप लास्ट ईयर डायबिटीज के बारे में पढ़े थे ना, we have glute receptors. ठीक है, ग्लूकोज ट्रांसपोर्टर receptors. These are present on cells. इन लोगों का काम क्या है, इनको आके इंसुलिन अटैच होता, and whenever insulin attaches to this glute receptors, glucose will be able to go inside the cell. ठीक है, you remember this, I hope you remember this. Whenever there is a glucose molecule, and let's suppose this is insulin now, and let's suppose this is glute receptor, GLUT. Whenever insulin comes and binds to this receptor, glucose will be able to go inside the cell, and cell can continue its metabolic processes. Now let us suppose that the insulin level in a person is very low. ठीक है, तो आप क्या कर रहे हैं, इंसुलिन को एक्सटर्नली दे रहे हैं एज अ ड्रग. इमेजिन यू गिव एन इंजेक्शन ऑफ इंसुलिन, that will act the same way as insulin that is present inside the body. It will go to that receptor, it will stimulate the receptor, and it will let glucose go inside. And let us suppose you are not able to give insulin, you are giving some other drug. ठीक है, hypoglycemic drug. For example, let's suppose you give some hypoglycemic drug that works on the same receptor. ठीक है, उसका काम वही है. उन्हें क्या कर रहा, it is going, and there are several mechanisms to hypoglycemia, but let's suppose we have a drug which is, let's suppose we call the drug P. Okay, this drug is mimicking the function of insulin. It is acting like insulin. It is not insulin. It is acting like insulin. It is going to that same receptor, and it is stimulating that receptor. Whenever that receptor is stimulated, it will let glucose inside. Essentially, यहाँ पर insulin नहीं है आपको, insulin का action होने के लिए. But because that receptor is being stimulated by something that is very similar to insulin, or it is carrying out an action similar to insulin, you get a agonistic effect. You get a positive effect. That is agonism. Okay. If you have another drug, let's suppose the drug is Q. Okay. And that drug is essentially blocking the function of that receptor. It is not letting the receptor get stimulated. It is not letting the receptor perform its function. Those are called antagonistic drugs. Okay, they will not let receptor work properly. I'll show you in a minute. It will be easier for you to understand. Okay. ये देखो ऐसा रहता है. So imagine we have a agonistic drug. Agonistic drug क्या कर रहा है? Receptor को attach होके, see that agonist is in the same shape as that receptor. It can go inside and get fit inside the receptor very easily. Whenever it is fitting inside the receptor, it is stimulating the receptor and you are getting certain function, full activation of the cell. ठीक है? Then look on the right, complete right. We have antagonistic cells, which antagonistic drugs or antagonistic substances, which will go and block receptors. Whenever these receptors are blocked, essentially you are robbing the function of that receptor. The receptor will not be able to perform any function, and you'll be able to block the activation of that cell. ठीक है, यहाँ पर न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर के थ्रू बात कर रहे हैं, but the function of that receptor is blocked essentially. Then we have mixed or partial agonist. ठीक है, इन लोगों को partial agonist भी बोलते हैं, partial antagonist भी बोलते हैं, mixed agonist antagonist भी बोलते हैं. ये क्या करते हैं? They will not give you full action. They will partially act as an agonist and partially act as an antagonist. They will give you a very weak response. ठीक है, यहाँ पर compared to the left image, as you can see, the activation is complete. Full activation, you get a lot of response here. Versus, see the image in the middle. There is a little bit of activation, but it is not a lot. Only partial activation is occurring because it is a mixed agonist. यहाँ पर agonist antagonist mixed है. Partial agonist भी बोलते हैं इसको. ठीक है, those type of drugs. Now just imagine in place of that agonist and mixed agonist or antagonist, there is a drug. ठीक है, that fellow, if it is giving a full activation or if it is performing a positive function of that receptor, if it is stimulating the receptor, the drug is called the agonist of that receptor. If it is blocking the function of that receptor, it is called an antagonist of the receptor. If it is only partially activating the receptor, it is called a partial agonist. That is it. ठीक है, ये तीन टाइप ऑफ रिसेप्टर एक्टिवेटर्स या क्या बोलते हैं, ब्लॉकर्स बोल सकते हैं. ठीक है, that is how drugs will work through receptors. Now you have a few drugs that will work through enzyme pumps. ठीक है, enzymes and enzyme pumps. For example, let us suppose you have this thing. आपके स्टमक के अंदर, ठीक है, for production of HCl, you have special type of membrane pumps. They are called hydrogen potassium ATPase. ठीक है, आप लोगों को लास्ट ईयर स्टमक एनाटॉमी एंड फिजियोलॉजी में हाइड्रोजन पोटेशियम एटीपीएस के बारे में पढ़ाए थे. How HCl is being produced inside your stomach. अगर नहीं पढ़ाए थे तो मैं PUD के टाइम पे वो पढ़ाता हूँ. अगर पढ़ाई बोले तो you should be able to understand this. No, yes. See, this is an example of a नहीं पढ़ाई. अच्छा, तो essentially क्या होता? You know that parietal cell. I'm sure you must have studied about this. There is a special cell in the inner lining of your stomach called parietal cell. Parietal cell is responsible for the formation of HCl. Correct? It will get stimulated by certain chemicals and it will in turn form HCl. ये होता कैसा? I'll give you a brief outlook of what happens is, it will essentially, let's suppose, this is the parietal cell. Okay? It will have one pump like this. Okay? In that pump, that is a hydrogen potassium ATPase. यहाँ पर let's suppose is the lumen of the stomach. Okay? The empty space of the stomach, and this is the cell lining. ठीक है, अब आपका HCl इधर present है. Now to produce more HCl, what parietal cell will do is it is essentially substitute potassium with hydrogen using ATP. That is the pump. It will send hydrogen out. It will take potassium inside the cell, and there will be another channel for chlorine. ठीक है, यहाँ से chlorine इसके अंदर जाते रहता है, इसके अंदर hydrogen जाता, and यहाँ से potassium अंदर आता. Essentially, what will happen is this hydrogen will combine with this chlorine, and you will have formation of HCl. That is the basic mechanism. Again, I'm simplifying it a lot. When we study about PUD, I'll go into a lot more detail of what happens. But essentially, that is what is happening. यहाँ पर एक pump है. That pump is essentially making sure that whatever potassium is present in your stomach lumen is entering inside the cell, and it is being exchanged out for hydrogen. This is being done with the help of ATP. That is why it is called hydrogen potassium ATPase. Okay. This hydrogen combines with chlorine and it will form HCl, giving you stomach acid. Now, in patients who have acidity, okay, and patients who have, let's suppose, gastric ulcers, unke andar you will give certain drugs. I'm sure you must have come across Pantop or Pan. Ye drugs तो बहुत common है. You'll definitely see it in hospitals. They refer to a class of drugs called PPIs, proton pump inhibitors. इसको proton pump बोलते हैं because it is pumping hydrogen out and taking potassium in. It is called proton pump. Those class of drugs, essentially the one that you see is pantoprazole. जो pan बोलते हैं या pantop बोलते हैं ना, वो pantoprazole रहता. This is essentially working by blocking this pump. It will not let that pump work. So that is one example wherein the drug is acting through a pump. एक और example है अपन, I think we studied about it in ADME. I told you there is a drug called allopurinol. Allopurinol will inhibit an enzyme called xanthine oxidase. So it will not let uric acid be formed, and the patient will have a little bit of respite from gout. Allopurinol is essentially a drug that is given in people who have gout, and उनके अंदर जो है यूरिक एसिड लेवल बहुत बढ़ जाता है. So to decrease the production of uric acid, one certain enzyme which is helpful for the production of uric acid, which is xanthine oxidase, is being blocked by a drug that you give. Okay, normally that xanthine oxidase does not have any blocker. That is one problem in gout because it is being overproduced, and as a result, क्या बोलते हैं, uric acid level बहुत बढ़ जा रहा. What you are doing is you are giving an external measure. That external measure will be your xanthine oxidase. Xanthine oxidase is essentially blocking allopurinol is blocking xanthine oxidase, the enzyme, and you will get decreased amount of this thing, uric acid. Or another example would be hyperlipidemic drugs. Those are more common. I'm sure you must have heard about them. They are drugs that will decrease cholesterol level in people. ठीक है, इससे पहले एग्जाम्पल भी दिया था मैं आपको. जो लोगों के अंदर कोलेस्ट्रॉल बहुत हाई रहता, you give a certain class of drug called HMG coenzyme A reductase inhibitors. ठीक है, you must have रोसोवास बोल के ड्रग रहता. I'm sure you must have come across this. ठीक है, रोसोवास्टैटिन बोल के रहता वो ड्रग. ठीक है, any statin drug essentially, it will end with statins. Those are hyperlipidemic drugs. What they do is they will decrease the amount of cholesterol in a person's body. They do so by inhibiting one enzyme that is responsible for cholesterol production. Last year in biochemistry, we studied about one enzyme called HMG coenzyme A reductase that essentially gets involved in the second and third step actually of cholesterol production. Okay, that is a rate limiting step, and it's a rate limiting enzyme. Meaning, if that enzyme level decreases, the total production of cholesterol will go down. Cholesterol will not be produced. You are trying to target that by giving this particular type of drug. You are inhibiting one enzyme, and essentially the effect that you get is cholesterol is decreasing. So that is another example wherein the drug is working through an enzyme. Okay, pantoprazole is an example for a drug that is working through a pump, that hydrogen potassium ATPase pump, which is present in your stomach, essentially giving you decreased acid production. या फिर enzyme का example ये है. You can use statins as an example, hyperlipidemic drug, या फिर allopurinol. Then there are a few drugs that will work through ion channels. Ion channels में काम करने वाले, you have not come across this, but in people who have hypertension, okay, there are a few drugs that are given called calcium channel blockers. Calcium channel blockers, like example, not sure whether you came along this or not, Amlong or ये brand name है. They are essentially amlodipine, nifedipine, ये रहते, diltiazem, verapamil. I'm not sure whether you've seen the generic names or not, but see, every drug will have their own brand name and generic name. Generic name is the real name of that this thing product. इसका मतलब क्या है? Let us suppose एक chemical compound बना है, ठीक है, me as a scientist, I'm making one chemical compound and I'm telling that this chemical compound has the effect of decreasing high blood pressure. I'm distributing it. There have been clinical trials, and after clinical trials, it got approved and everything. And I'm telling that this drug that I'm giving, let's suppose that drug's name is XYZ. This is the chemical name. ठीक है, अब इसको एक कॉमन नेम देते हैं. दैट कॉमन नेम विल बी द जेनरिक नेम. So for example, आपका pantoprazole is a generic name, or amlodipine is a generic name, rosuvastatin is a generic name. That is the name. Imagine that as the official name of the drug, or imagine it this way: XYZ is the name that you got at birth. Okay, let's suppose XYZ is the name that people call you at your home. Think of it like a pet name. Okay, imagine. Some person is being called Sonu at home, example. Okay, and let's suppose their official name, like official name in the records is Rahul. Okay, so everyone, more often than not, they know by Rahul. Okay, this is their generic name. अब brand name क्या रहता? Let us suppose they are working in different departments and they are working in different offices. Someone might call them, let's suppose that fellow's name is Rahul Tripathi. Okay, so someone might call them as Dr. Tripathi, or someone might call him as Mr. Tripathi, or someone might call him as Dr. Rahul Tripathi. अलग-अलग नाम रहते by different people. That will be your brand name. ठीक है, so यहाँ पर for a drug essentially ये क्या रहता बोले तो the scientist who actually produced the drug, they will call it by a chemical name. ठीक है, chemical name for example जैसे serotonin तो 5-hydroxytryptamine है. ठीक है, 5-hydroxytryptamine is the chemical name of that drug. वो chemical structure के बेस पे IUPAC नेम दिए उसको. That is IUPAC names के बारे में I'm sure आप लोग chemistry में intermediate में पढ़े होंगे, और at least you must have come across it. Nomenclature में IUPAC naming. केमिकल को, क्रूड केमिकल को वो नाम देते हैं, that is XYZ. That is the chemical name of the drug. Later on, you get a normal name that most people know. That is the generic name of the drug. Okay. So, for example, let's suppose the generic name of a drug is rosuvastatin or pantoprazole. ठीक है, अब ये pantoprazole को जो है different brands can make, different pharmaceutical companies can make their own formulation of the drug. They will keep the API the same. Okay, the active pharmaceutical ingredient will remain the same, but they'll slightly tweak one or the other thing, and they will create their own brand name. जैसा आपके paracetamol के, you have several brands that will make different types of paracetamol. ठीक है, there is Pantop, there is Dolo, there is Paracet, there is Calpol, क्या ही है. ठीक है, अलग-अलग brand names है. Those are, different companies who are making their own paracetamol and they are selling it. ठीक है, let's suppose all of them are making 500 mg and they are selling. Essentially, the drug is the same. ठीक है, all of those paracetamol or Crocin or Dolo, all of them will give the same effect. All of them will decrease body temperature. All of them will decrease body pain slightly. The difference will come in formulation. ठीक है, that will be your brand name. So, for example, pantoprazole को pan है, या फिर Pantop है, और कितने की आते हैं, pan 50 आता, pan 20 आता, क्या कितनी नाम है अलग-अलग. ठीक है, those will be brand names essentially, right? Remember that. More often than not, in hospitals, what you see will be brand names. Sometimes some doctors will write generic names. Okay, the original name of the drug. Brand name बहुत change हो सकता, generic name change नहीं होता. ठीक है, so ion action का एक example was drugs which are calcium channel blockers called amlodipine. ठीक है, they will essentially block calcium channels and they will decrease blood pressure. Amlodipine. ठीक है, then drugs that act by physical action. अब इसमें बहुत सारे टाइप्स आते हैं. फिजिकल एक्शन का एक एग्जांपल इज एड्सॉर्प्शन, नॉट अब्सॉर्प्शन, एड्सॉर्प्शन. ठीक है, adsorption. Absorption and adsorption में difference क्या है? Absorb or absorption essentially means that, let's suppose you have a piece of sponge. Okay? Imagine you have a piece of sponge and you put it inside water. What will happen? It will get soaking wet. It will completely absorb the water inside. Okay? And let us suppose you are putting that sponge in a material that does not get absorbed, meaning it will not be able to penetrate inside the sponge altogether. Imagine you are taking some lead paint or something that does not get absorbed inside this thing, absorbed inside your sponge. That will be adsorption. Adsorption में क्या होता? Let's suppose it is lead paint or any paint for that matter, enamel paint or whatever paint you take. Let's suppose that is not getting absorbed inside the sponge. It will coat surface of the sponge. अब ऐसा sponge है समझो. Adsorption will look like this. Essentially, it will only coat the outer layer. Okay? That is adsorption. How is it relevant in our field? In case of a drug, कैसा relevant रहता? Let us suppose there is a person who has taken some poison. Okay? Some sort of poisoning case जो आपके hospital में आया. There is something called activated charcoal. Okay? Activated charcoal is a very good adsorbent. It is a very good adsorbent. ये क्या करता? Once you give it, let's suppose the poison was taken orally. ठीक है? For example, sleeping pills ले लिए या कुछ specific type of poison लिए, which can be treated with activated charcoal, and they have taken it orally. ठीक है? They consumed it orally. आप क्या कर सकते? To decrease the absorption of poison. Now that poison, even if you are taking it inside the body, आप खाली खा रहे हो उसको, that has to enter systemic circulation to show any effect. It is entering into your stomach. From there, it has to go into intestines, and finally, it has to get absorbed from somewhere into your systemic circulation. Your hope as a doctor or as a nurse is that once you give activated charcoal, ये क्या करता? As soon as it is going inside your stomach and as soon as it is going inside your intestines, this will not get absorbed into your systemic circulation. Okay? But it will be very attractive. It will be very attractive towards the poison. So इन्हें क्या करता? वो poison particles को, imagine these are the poison particles. These black dots are the poison particles. Those poison particles will start getting absorbed on the surface of activated charcoal. Meaning it is essentially decreasing the total amount of available poison to get absorbed inside your body. Essentially, क्या कर रहे हैं? Imagine you have taken 50 mg of one poisonous substance. Okay? Example. You have taken 50 mg of some poisonous substance and वो अंदर चले गया आपके. आप क्या कर रहे हैं? Immediately activated charcoal दे दे रहे patient को. What this activated charcoal will do is, now out of this 50 mg, it has to get liberated and it has to get absorbed inside your body, inside your systemic circulation for it to show any effect. Okay? This activated charcoal will essentially decrease the amount of available drug for absorption. Okay? So 50 mg में से nothing will get absorbed, or at least very little amount will get absorbed. Most of it will get stuck to this activated charcoal and it will get excreted as is. That is physical action का एक example. या फिर another example is laxatives. People who have constipation, ठीक है, उनके अंदर bulk laxatives देते. For example, Cilium है या brand है, ठीक है. People who are on opioid antagonists, ठीक है, उन लोगों को constipation बहुत रहता. I'm sure people who are on morphine, pethidine, methadone, वो पूरे, if you have ever seen it in a hospital, they have a lot of constipation. You have to give something for them to relieve themselves properly. आप क्या करते हैं? You can give bulk laxatives. Bulk laxatives will essentially increase the bulk of stool inside their body and it will literally push the stool outside the body. Okay? It will make sure that they are voiding their stools properly. That is one other physical action. या फिर for example, radioactive substances. कभी-कभी treatment के लिए radioactive substances भी use कर सकते हैं, especially cancer के time पे. That is also a physical action. ठीक है? Chemical interaction will come in the form of one is antacids. ठीक है? If you are using aluminum hydroxide, magnesium sulfate, ये पूरे directly जाके पेट में acid level कम कर देते हैं because they are very basic. ठीक है? not completely basic, but they will definitely, milk of magnesia, ठीक है, वो पूरा कम करता है एसिड लेवल, ठीक है, it will neutralize the acid essentially. या फिर आप कोई कीलेटिंग एजेंट दे रहे, कीलेटिंग एजेंट क्या करते हैं, कीलेटिंग एजेंट विल आल्सो वर्क एज अ दिस थिंग एक्टिवेटेड चारकोल. कीलेटेड एजेंट जो है स्पेशली इन केस ऑफ हेवी मेटल पॉइजनिंग, मतलब हेवी मेटल पॉइजनिंग इन द सेंस इफ अ पेशेंट हैज कंज्यूम्ड लेड और इफ द पेशेंट हैज कंज्यूम्ड एनी हेवी मेटल एज पॉइजन, ठीक है, उन्होंने जान के या अनजाने में, intentionally or unintentionally, if they have consumed any heavy metal, what will happen is if you give a chelating agent is something that will chelate with that heavy metal. It will essentially form a very strong bond with that heavy metal, and it will convert into an insoluble material. Meaning what will happen is that heavy metal will not be able to absorb inside your body and it will get excreted as is. That is a chemical interaction. And alteration in metabolic process, this is essentially how your antimicrobials will work. Okay, they will alter the metabolic pathways of bacteria. ठीक है, आपकी metabolic process को change नहीं कर रहे, they are changing the metabolic process of the microorganisms that is causing problem to you. One example of such a drug is sulfonamides. ठीक है, they will interfere with folic acid synthesis of the bacteria, not the human. ठीक है, when we discuss about sulfonamides, I will go into detail. But that is essentially how mechanism of drug action occurs. The 6 ways through which drugs can work. Okay, receptor से या enzyme and pump से या ion channel से, physical action से, chemical interaction से, या फिर by altering metabolic processes. Tomorrow we'll do drug dependence and rational drug use, and hopefully if you finish that, you'll be able to complete the first chapter of your pharmacology, your syllabus.